Just do it is my only thing. I will not be okay. It's pretty nice, huh? But that's how we survived. I drew everything I could think of. The algorithm, it just like bumps you. Good afternoon. I realized that I'm horrible at talking without a schedule. I don't do voiceovers because I'm really bad at talking on the spot sometimes. Sometimes I'm able to just talk and everything just comes out. Other times, I think I need structure. I don't know what exactly I talked about a few days ago when I first recorded this, but I know I did some Q&A and I kind of talked a little bit about my journey, but also a little bit about how I started the shop, which now that I'm talking about it again, I think that's the same thing. So things might be a little redundant towards the end of the video because I'm going to put in what I did a few days ago. But if you're wondering why, like, girl, you just talked about this 1 minute ago, that's why. And ignore my hair, please. I don't know what's going on. And I think I'm going to show bits of drawing in this video as well. Let's talk a little bit about what I've done. I started drawing on my iPad. Once I got to a point where I was like, maybe these could sell, I started selling on Etsy purely by just printing my own stickers at home, hand cutting them, and I did that for maybe about 6 months or so before I got a silhouette. And I remember a question that I wanted to answer that I was a little bit stuck on. I would have gotten a sticker machine sooner if I had to go back in the past and like redo one thing. And I think I would have pushed myself to do more traditional art. And other than that, I don't think there's anything big that I would have changed because I was stepping into PA school and I was like, I knew for a fact that I wasn't going to be able to keep up with that posting schedule. I really tried on some of the deadlines I made though, because sometimes when you get into these partnerships, they'll have you post by a certain date, and I had no social life, so every bit that I could use, I used it towards making that next video. And then if anything wasn't due, then I guess I would just pack Patreon mail or watch a little YouTube. Other than that, it was purely 95% studying. I'm getting off topic again. I realize when I'm answering questions, I sort of backtrack or I just go way off track and I do my own thing. So I'm sorry. Now I lost my train of thought. The one big thing I did buy at the beginning was the printer. Sticker sheets itself, it was a doable cost. It's like $1 per sheet. And printer itself, $200, which it's a little bit of an investment, but in my mind, I was like, if this doesn't work, I'll use this printer for school. I didn't really use it for school, but it was a good thought. So Etsy itself, I would highly recommend for anyone. I don't think any of my followers bought any of my merch. I think Etsy, the platform, was driving in traffic for me, and Insta was just a place for me to post. And I was sort of thriving at just drawing all day. My eyes started burning. Eventually, it got to a point where I was realizing that I was drawing just to draw, and I wasn't really drawing for fun anymore. I think I was a little hypnotized by the numbers that I would see. Like, oh, some stranger liked my post. This is awesome. And when I reached 100 followers, I was like, this is great. And then it would drop to like 98, and I was like, someone hates me, I'm not drawing good. And around that point, I was like, I can't do this. I am gonna turn off my notifications off on Insta, and that worked great. Now, numbers don't really bother me as much anymore. I think it was just for the first few months where I was really looking at my follower count, which is kind of crazy because a lot of followers are mostly bots nowadays anyways. And nowadays, I feel like the only thing that bothers me is when it comes to editing the short form videos versus long form videos. I wish long form videos would do better. in the case of like everyone, because you put so much time into editing these videos, and then on the flip side, the shorts, sometimes they do take long to edit, but for the most part, the time taken to do short forms are way less than the long form videos, but the short form videos tend to do really well sometimes. So when it comes to like those numbers, it kind of bothers me, but just because I feel like my time wasn't used well, or my time was maybe taken for granted, I don't know what I would call it. Anyways, backtrack. So a few months in, I got a silhouette machine, which is a sticker cutting machine. And I would highly recommend this for anyone who sees themselves doing stickers long term. But there is like a little learning curve. I do have a tutorial set up, but dependent on the version you get, everything sort of gets messed up anyways. I still have difficulties because I don't know. I think they just need to make the best firmware update ever or something. Fast track to maybe towards like also 6 months in, same time I got a silhouette. I upgraded my iPad. That's not really important. Okay, in terms of finding your style, I used to get this question a lot, but I feel like I don't get it as much. I feel like people used to ask me a lot more questions before, but nowadays there's not much. But if you're someone who is stuck on finding your style, I would say don't pressure yourself too much, which is easy to say. I think what helped me the most is I would see artists that I really liked, and I would look at it, think about what I liked the most about each artist, and sort of make it my own. I mean, there is a big difference between getting influenced by someone and straight up copying from someone. I feel like there is no harm in you trying to create an artist's work in your own style. Sometimes it comes out completely different. Sometimes it's similar in the ways of like fan art. And I think that's okay to figure out what you want, but don't go selling it. In the beginning, though, I did do a lot of fan art. I drew a lot of K-dramas. I drew a lot of cartoons, and I think that's mainly it. The ones that seemed to do really well were my drama stickers and my avatar stickers. After a while, I just zoned them out, and I started doing more original art. And all this while, I was recording studio vlogs just because why not? I didn't have anything really to do in my day, so this sort of just kept me going, and we ended up here. I feel like I had more to say though. I'll insert like little tips here and there. Shipping wise, so I started out just shipping with stamps, like flat mail, because I didn't really know how to do tracked mail at first. The go-to rule is 1 ounce of letter mail is 1 forever stamp, and then 1 ounce of international mail is 1 international stamp. Now, if you're looking to do tracked mail, I would highly recommend Pirate Ship because they are just a website and it's free. At first, I started out on ShipStation because I didn't really know anything and I was paying a subscription for that site, but then I found Pirate Ship and they're so much better. Off the top of my head, a lot of tracked domestic shipping in the US is usually around like $4.50 to $5, and international wise, it can range anywhere from 15 to 20 for tracked mail. What else do I have to say? I rarely use a weight unless I'm shipping out a package because, I mean, flat letters, I would say a majority of them are 1 ounce. If I'm using something like a rigid mailer, then I would do 2 forever stamps. That's my go-to on shipping. I feel like that's the main 2 things you need to know, like how to start shipping, outsourcing things. At first I started printing just for my own printer, and I still have a few prints that I print from the printer from, but I would highly also recommend Moo Prints and Cat Print. Cat Print allows you to do like your own sizes and stuff. Moo, I love their quality. I do have a discount code if you need one. It'll be linked below. If you use my discount, I can create more prints at a discounted price, and you can too for your first one. Sticker wise, a ton of people use Sticker app. There's Sticker Ninja, which I've also used, and Vinyl Disorder. I love that site. I use it for a majority of my stickers. Ginger is coughing. Ginger got allergies, so she's going through things. And the most difficult part of them all, if you're looking to outsource things and go big and make other products, a lot of people go to Alibaba, which has been mostly a nightmare experience for me because there's usually a language barrier and a lot of the things don't get done right on its first try, and you gotta like keep going back and forth. At some point, I switched from Etsy to Big Cartel. I want to say it was maybe 1,000-ish followers in, simply because the Etsy fees were kind of getting stacked up on each other. And I was like, I think I can move on now. The fees that Etsy was taking from me could ideally pay for Big Cartel, which I have right now. And I'm in the process of switching to Squarespace. I think that's all I got. The biggest lesson from this story is that if you want to start a art shop, no matter your age, just do it. My biggest thing is like, as long as you create something you yourself, if you were interested in this one product, would be interested in buying, then that is something that you should try selling. So if you want, Etsy is a great place to start, or if you just have your own following already, or you want to start real fresh and start on your own website, that's fine too. Try not to get bothered by all the numbers. It's like straining. You'll think about it forever and it's not worth your time. Just do what you want to keep doing and share it everywhere would probably be my best bet. Find your niche in a way. I think YouTube, I did a little bit of everything at the beginning. I posted some travel vlogs. I did like a day in the life. I think I did some coffee making videos, and I decided to commit to the art thing because I read somewhere that I should find my niche. The thing is, if you find something that people are interested in, then they might start becoming more interested in you. So they're like, don't do day in the life videos unless you have like a specific kind of niche. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll go down the art route and see how that goes. And then maybe I'll start talking if people like me. So that's where we're at. But once in a while, I have people tell me that I inspired them to create their own shop and start selling things, and it's so nice to be able to have done that. Without YouTube, I don't think I would have been able to push people to like do that thing. Like if you have a little bit of that money and some time to spare, just do it is my only thing. I mean, without this, I probably would just be watching dramas all day, and I'm not sure how that would go, but this has changed my life a lot. I'm someone who always has to be doing something, and this gives me that something. I've never really truly had a hobby, so this is nice. Drawing wise, growing up, I've always drawn cards to friends, but I've never really drawn for myself, maybe once in a while. I think that's all I have to say. I hope that wasn't too boring. I'm going to move on to my drawing segment now, so if you want to stick around to hear me talk some more. This is a maybe updated Procreate tutorial. I'll show a little bit of here and there and some tips. It's going to be for the Chunky Art Show. I'm participating in it for the second time ever. This one is I want to get the name right. Let me look for it. I think it's Tune Art Show or something. It is called Stay Tuned Art Show. So if you're based in LA Chinatown, you can go check this out in May. I was very excited to participate in this one because there were so many throwback TV shows that I wanted to draw about. Also, spoiler, I got a job. I'm not starting until June though, so I got some time with art, which I'm really glad about. This sort of came out of nowhere. I saw this job I saw this job posting a few months ago, and I was like, I don't really see myself doing that, but tough times. I applied because I was like, maybe I do see myself doing that. There's no harm in doing it or like trying it out. So yeah, it's a pretty flexible job. I think right now I'm like, what do I want to do in life? I kind of want to do art, but I also kind of want to do a job so I could do art. So we're going to give this job a go. I think I'll like it. I get to talk to the elderly population, which I love talking to. Kids, I would never do peds because as much as I love kids, I can't work with them. I can only play with them. Yeah. Also, I hit my Patreon 2-year anniversary this month, so I have a handful of envelopes that are already sealed because I accidentally made too many packed rewards from other months. So down below, leave a comment with this emoji on the screen, and in the next video, I will comment down below a pinned comment with the winners. So you can DM me or email me your address of choice and I'll send out that mail. I think I got at least 5 or 6 pieces to send out to people. So you can say honestly anything, how you've been doing, what you like about vlogs, what you like about art, your choice. Just as long as you comment that emoji. I realized the guy who's working on our backyard isn't coming into work today, so I think it's the best day for me to go outside and assemble this chair. Thank you to yitahome for sending this chair to me. My mom's been on the hunt for a backyard chair, and this is gonna make a great addition. I'm so excited to surprise her with this. Right, Leo? Okay, let's assemble. Action. I was actually trying to start yesterday, but good thing I didn't because it turns out the mic wasn't plugged in all the way, so that would have been really bad. Oh, I should put my headphones on. I saw Sabrina Carpenter's Coachella performance. So good. Hi-oh. You wanna come say hi? Wanna come say hi? Hi. He's always so happy. Oreo's that one dog who always has his tail wagging. It's so cute. On a mildly morbid topic, these days I've been thinking a lot about like how much time I have left with Oreo, but in general, like I always think of what would I rather have? Like, would I rather have him watch me pass away and go through all that? Or would I rather have me watch him pass away? Does anyone else think of that? Or am I just not okay? Anyways, I need to check on him because he usually likes to pee right after he checks on me. Oh, kabangya. Like a bangya. My Joe. Let's continue assembling. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. If this construction guy somehow ends up walking in on me talking to myself on a camera assembling this chair, I will not be okay. So I think this goes here. Whoop, sorry. Nice, everyone. Good start. I hope. Actually, I'm worried it won't fit through the door, so maybe I should test that out first. Actually, I feel like it will. Okay, I'll attach this first, and then we'll go out the door. Oh, my back. Am I doing this right? D. Oh, wait. I can't move, everyone. I can't move. Okay, we're back. Very easy to install, actually. Whoa. Dude, story of my life. Life lesson, righty-tighty. Why is he doing that to himself? Anyways, yitahome actually has a whole bunch of home appliances, and their furniture pieces look so cute, and they're pretty affordable as well. And the shipping came surprisingly very fast. So if you're on the lookout to spice up your home, I would highly recommend checking them out. I've always loved egg-shaped chairs, so I was very excited to see that they offered these. One day, I think I'll get one of those egg chairs for the inside. That would be so nice. Outside we go. On second thought, maybe I should build the base. On second thought, maybe not. Let's go outside. Gonna get the camera. Let's get the camera, Leo. Literally just like follows me everywhere. Obsessed, completely obsessed. Oh, good snot, Ginger. She's been having allergies recently. This one. I'm wondering if it's because she's the runt, so she has some underlying health issues like allergies. I thought this setup would be a lot worse than it was, but it's actually really nice. It's actually such a beautiful day. Oh my god. I hope you guys are enjoying this new mic, because I sure am. Worst time ever to finish because they're having war in the background. Wait, this is so cute. It's like my own little nook. Leo, do you like it, Leo? It's pretty nice, huh? Thank you again to yitahome for giving us this chair. We're gonna make good use of it forever and ever. Wait, these pillows are very comfy. I could like take a nap right here. Come here. Where's some eye? Look. What? My new Nguyen coffee supply shirt. We just hit National Cold Brew Day the other day. Happy National Cold Brew Day to all the coffee drinkers out there. All right, so this doesn't really extend. Oh, I think, oh, I see. There is a problem. Honestly, this is as good as it gets. All right, Procreate long-awaited update. If this wants to stay. My case is from Casetify. It's actually my collection. I feel like this is the best case I've ever had. It's super heavy duty and there's little inserts on the inside. I sometimes shove like stickers in it and do it like that and like that. And if you're someone who has a Apple Pencil cover case, I just put it right in the middle like that and then I close it and it's so good. But anyways, self-promo over. Let's start drawing. Oh, I think Angela's doing a Twitch stream right now. Miss Pikarar. A moment for Leo's snores. Okay, anyways, if you're starting out on Procreate, here's two things. Layer-wise, whatever you draw on the bottom is gonna be the bottom layer, so like that. You see that? And then if you wanna draw something on top without messing up your bottom layer, you simply create the layer and you put it on top, like that. But you're probably not here for a beginner tutorial, so I'm gonna stop. Here are my favorite brushes. Sketching wise, I am a huge HB pencil user. All the brushes that I have at some point favorited. Line art wise, I love either lining with the 6B pencil or the Max Gouache Flow detail brush. At one point, I kind of went a little ham and I bought a lot of brush sets, which I did not need to. So there's that. So for this, I think I might use the Flow brush. I didn't really think it through. First thing is I usually like to outline everything. I decided for this piece it's going to be a 9x9 frame. Why? I'm not too sure. We're going with that. And before you start drawing over it, turn the opacity down a little. Honestly, I hated Procreate at first. I didn't know layers, I didn't know anything, but now it kind of makes sense. I still learn on the go though, so I don't know that much. Color-wise, this is my color palette that I don't really use. At the end of the day, I always change my colors. Here's another quick trick that I always use. Let's say I drew something and I'm like, this shade of brown is not it. I'll just go to this and I adjust it to my choosing. So there's your quick trick on how I choose my colors. No color is set in stone for me until the very end. If it seems like I have it all together, I really don't. Okay, let's just start drawing. When I first started, I would be really bad at doing light strokes. So I would say don't pressure yourself too much on becoming like a very flowy person because I still struggle with that. I don't really know if I want this piece to be more of like a line art piece or what. So it's supposed to be like she's dreaming, maybe, of all these little cartoons, perhaps. Okay, this is Robin. Okay, if there's one thing that I'm bad at, it's talking while drawing, so I'm sorry you're going through this. My other toxic habit is creating so many layers because I'm afraid of messing up, and with a layer, it's easy to go back and fix just one certain thing. What is this? So now that I'm done with Robin, I'm gonna move on to this roly-poly. I need to get my eyes checked. If there's one thing that has gotten worse with drawing, it's my eyes. I dreamed of getting LASIK one day, but not at this rate. Sometimes you just can't stop. So with drawing, I've said it before, it's really bad, but I'll forget to eat sometimes. By the time I do remember to eat, I am like a walking soul. My hands are so shaky. I loved watching, what is this, Code Names, Kids Next Door? I didn't really have cable growing up. It would be kind of on and off dependent on if there was a good deal or not. Asian household things. So if it was too expensive, we would cancel. I would be out of date with what was poppin'. Johnny Bravo. I feel like the line art itself is not that fun to watch until you get to the coloring. Oh, something I am really grateful for with the art community is meeting people through the internet in a very safe manner. Like, everyone's so nice. It's hard to say like anything bad to the friends that you make out here. It's like a nice little community. last night I started coloring, and let's see where we're at, because I did want to give you a walkthrough. So, coffee? I haven't decided on the coloring yet for sure, but here's what we got for the background. So basic coloring is done. As you can see, what I do for the most part, I just color in things, and the textures really come in towards the end. I was just experimenting with a background there, but this is everything with just simple colors. Let me hide this because I'll show you what I did there. So background wise, everything is fair game till the end. For her, at least, I was thinking of doing something like a dream. I was thinking like we could do something grainy. And so I'll just scatter these. And then I'll do another color of my choosing. And then maybe like a little something that like will pop. Just like scatter that. And then it doesn't really matter because you can change it. So my favorite tab. And I just go for the look. Like I feel like this pink would look really nice. Like a pop of pink. But also, this is where you can kind of play with different settings. I literally just scroll through and look at my choosing, whatever looks nice. Lately, I've been very into the glowy theme, if you have noticed. And I do like the grain look, but I don't like it to be too grainy. There's just no win-win out here with me. Purple's kind of nice, like this. Well, that's the general gist of the background stuff. One of my favorite things nowadays as well is adding some noise. It's also like that grainy look. All you have to do is go select your layer, go here to noise, and then you see like all the way through, it kind of looks way more grainy. So I just add a little. Usually it's under 5% or so. Another thing is I love add because it adds that glow right there. Shoot, I don't know when the camera cut off, but I was talking about shadowing. If I can learn shadowing after 25 years of my life, you can too. I'm pretty sure I'm not shadowing the right way, but it gives so much to a drawing. And for the longest time, I was like, I cannot shadow. I don't even know how people do it. And I still don't know how people do it, but I just do it my own way. So my biggest tip would be check out your favorite drawings from other artists and look at where they're shadowing. Kind of get a feel for where you should add shadows, and it might start to click. No guarantees, but you'll figure out you'll figure out your own way of shadowing. Just like me. We fake it till we make it. One day on Insta, I was like, please give me constructive criticism, but don't be mean. And another artist told me that I can work on shadowing because that will add a lot to my pieces. And they're right. Shadowing added so much more. Very grateful that that was like the push that I needed. So when I first started out, I was like, why do my pieces look so blurry? And I think what had to do with it is, one, Procreate is not the best sometimes when it comes to moving things around in Procreate as a beginner, because you can't really draw right from the start. So you're constantly moving objects and that ruins the quality of the image. I'm waiting for them to fix that. But also, when you draw things just flat without any shadowing, it really doesn't give any depth to that drawing. So I feel like that makes the quality look even worse. So my biggest advice, shadowing does a lot. Learning it will hurt, but it will get you places, I swear. Should I share some fun facts? I never used to buy that much art pre-artist days, and now I have so much. I still haven't told a lot of my family about what I do because at first it was sort of just like a challenge. Let's see how far I can go, and then I'll tell them about it this year. I think it would be fun to maybe do a con where my other family lives, like in Seattle, and be like, you can come find me and see what I do. Because most of the time they're like, are you still making stickers? And I'm like, kinda. Well, it's kind of true because I don't make stickers all the time. I'm like, yeah, sometimes. Oh, anyways, how's everyone doing? What's going on in life? Tell me. Also, I was rewatching my old vlogs for the first time in maybe a couple years. I never really fully rewatched most of my videos, aside from like the 20 times I would watch it during editing. But tell me why I can barely hear myself on the camera for most of my beginning videos. Because if I rewatch that one more time, I don't know. I hope this is teaching everyone something, or you're just listening to me. That's okay too. Let's share it with my Patreon group. So if you didn't know, maybe a little less than a year in, I started a Patreon with art because I felt like instead of doing monthly updates, it would be better to challenge myself and kind of give this a go. And honestly, it's really good. Full transparency, I'm making $288 a month. And I share little updates right here. Chunky things. Art, print, progress. YouTube-wise, fun fact, on a good month, maybe each video will make $20. Before, when I used to get a reasonable amount of views, I think I would get 100 a month. Nowadays, it's perhaps 20 to 30 now that I'm trying to be more active. But I'm trying to get rid of that money thought because it's fine, you know? My next goal is maybe collabing with a boba shop. I'm going on my first cruise next month for my cousin's bachelorette, so that's exciting. My first cruise and my first time in Mexico. Oreo just got over his bouts of diarrhea, so I've started getting sleep again. There were 3 nights where he was just waking up and he had to go out for the runs, literally. But now it seems to have calmed down. I'm pretty sure Ginger gave it to him because Ginger had the runs a week ago, so there's something probably a little viral going around up in this house. What are everyone's Myers-Briggs? Mine is INFJ. But during a few occasions, one time I think 2 times I got INFP, maybe. But I know INFJ is the more rare one, and I feel like I'm pretty abnormal. So I usually tell people I'm an INFJ. This campaign or this art show is running through May and maybe a little bit of June. Don't quote me, I'll have it on the screen. But if you're around LA, Chinatown, please check it out. Send me pictures. I won't be there, but if I were close by, I would be there. Anyways, thanks for chatting with me. Yeah, I'll have the final print probably posted up sometime in the next few weeks. When you're watching this, I wonder, it might be up now, maybe not.
I know I do, because...
Oh, I think I need to start the Q&A. I asked in the last video for people to share Q&A answers. Whoa, I can't talk today. I asked in the last podcast for people to share Q&A questions, and let's see what we got. If I had to go all the way back into when I started selling art. So back in 2019, I bought an iPad and I also bought an Apple Pencil. At this moment, I was working full-time at a ophthalmology office. So usually by the time I was done with the workday, Oreo's having a dream. Let's look. That's so cute. Anyways, so we're in 2019. Just please bear with my storytelling because my thoughts are everywhere. It's the very mild ADHD, undiagnosed, but diagnosed by me. So with my full-time job, my eyes were basically glued to screens all day. So by the time I got home, I couldn't really experiment with the iPad. But I bought the iPad with the intent of trying to learn how to use Procreate and also just to have the iPad. Fun fact though, each iPad I've bought it was like sort of a step of me into a new job. So my very first iPad mini I got when I worked at Kumon and I was like adulting. I think my second real iPad was when I had the job at the ophthalmology office. So that was the iPad I bought, and it was, I believe, the first model or the second model that could start using the Apple Pencil. My third iPad was when I sort of built enough art money to get a new one because my old one was surviving off a very little amount of storage and I could not draw because everything just kept freezing. Fast forward, a year goes by because I haven't really been drawing because I got way too angry at trying to draw the first few times and I put aside Procreate for a year. Fast forward, pandemic hits and I'm like, I should probably start trying to draw again. So I forget exactly how it started, but it went something along the lines of I tried to draw anything that I could think of, anything that I liked, people from dramas. I heavily got into the draw this in your style challenges, which I don't know if it's because times have changed, but back then it was so big, and even the one that I created, like a lot of people would participate. I don't know if it would be the same in like this day and age, even though it's only been 3 years, but back then those were like the thing for me. And I was just doing multiple a day and I had so much drive to do it because that was like the only interaction I was getting. Because, oh, I didn't say this. I started this without telling anyone. I just made an account, purposely made a Google Voice number so that no one from my contacts could track me and see this account. So I really went the extra mile to make sure no one could find me. And strangely, it kind of got somewhere. And now we're here. Oh, we're out of memory space. The battery died again and I lost my train of thought. But look at the construction we're doing in the backyard. This is kind of a look, right? I kind of like this. But we're going to have them rebuild the roof because the storm kind of damaged it. So I think I got lost in the sauce of trying to tell you what I started drawing. Essentially, I drew everything I could think of. Draw this in your style challenges helped a lot too. And at 100 followers, I was like thriving. I was like, I can't believe I made it to 100 people. Who even knows if they were 100 people at all? They could have been bots, actually. But it was somewhere along the 100 to 200 mark where I was like, I'm going to open up a store. And this is when the studio vloggers really came into play. I was like, so if I can see people like Tiffany, you know her as Apple Cheeks, if I can see Tiffany just cutting up stickers and selling them, then I think I can too. So I looked into the cost of everything, and sticker paper itself, like $10 to $15, doable. And scissors, I can learn how to cut. And I didn't invest in a printer right away either. I just used my dad's laser printer at work and I tested it out and I was like, this is pretty good. Laser printer, by the way, is not meant for like color printing or like sticker vinyl paper, which is why I eventually just bought my own printer because first, laser color ink is expensive and I didn't want my dad buying it. Oh, I forgot to tell you where I was selling on. I was selling on Etsy, which is a great place to start actually. I could have probably started there even with like 100 followers. I think all my traffic was basically from Etsy itself, because Etsy, as long as you put the right words in the tags, people will find you. Especially if you have one sticker that starts selling, then the algorithm, it just like bumps you up. I think my crash landing sticker did really well in yitahome class. Third was like my avatar stickers, which were the most painful things to cut out. I remember that memory very clear. And I have all of this documented, by the way. Okay, let's move. I'm really hungry, have not eaten yet. It's almost 1 o'clock, but I decided I'm going to talk a little bit more before I go find something. So I was documenting everything on YouTube. When you go back, my first like studio vlogs were all like maybe 5 to 10 minutes because I was just like doing somewhat daily vlogs. Like I would just record things and just like edit it right away because what else could I do with my time? Jumping back, I forgot to mention I quit my job 2 months before the pandemic hit. I was gonna switch to another job in the medical field, but then pandemic hit. I even considered working at Target, but my dad was like, please, God, don't do it. And I was like, okay, I'll just stay home and like, I guess see where things go. And I had to do something with my life, and it was drawing and selling them. Going back to Etsy, it's a really good place to start, but there's a lot of fees involved. But I do notice that some artists these days still use Etsy, so it's still a good place. But I realized one day when I tried to go back to Etsy, like I was trying to like juggle two selling platforms at once. After a period of not using Etsy, it sort of like hides you because you were so inactive for a while. So I went from having like maybe 1 or 2 sales each day to like no sales at all. So then I decided to just stop using Etsy, or else they add on like these tiny little fees anyways. But yeah, honestly, I think I also just started with art in a time where you could easily grow because everyone was at home staring at their phone. And we were in the age of like not so much AI and not too many crazy spammers. I feel like spammers reached a all-time high these past 2 years. I guess we can move on to the questions. First question. Oh, and I did Etsy for maybe half a year, and then I moved to Big Cartel because all the fees were really getting to me. But I really don't know how many followers I had when I moved from Etsy to Big Cartel. But I want to say maybe like 1,000 followers or so. Okay, if I had to start all over again, what would I do differently? This is a really good question because I've never really thought about this before. A part of me almost wants to say I want to push myself harder, but I feel like I kind of did with my eyes. My vision is still getting worse. I don't know if it would do that without art, but I stare into screens for a really long amount of time. I'm gonna come back to this one. I'm gonna think about it. I'm really interested with how you started selling art. How did you juggle school and having a side hustle? So the selling art question I kind of already answered indirectly in like 5 different ways. How I juggled school was a whole different topic. YouTube-wise, you kind of only see me working constantly. The thing is, with school, I really didn't have much time to do anything. Like I would maybe have an hour or 2 dedicated to art, like scattered all throughout the week. With PA school, you can barely, there's just never enough studying. There's always something to learn, like in any subject, really. There's always things to learn, and there's never enough time to learn that thing when you're getting tested every week. But in order to not go insane, I could have like these moments with art. Plus, I had no social life, so I would never go out. If I did, it would be for groceries only. Does that kind of answer the question? I had no life, essentially, except 90% school, 10% art. And during the first year of school, when December hit, I knocked out rewards for the next 5 months. Like I just drew 5 prints, enough stickers to last until May, so like 10 or 12 designs, which in hindsight, I wish I did record more of that because I had a whole drawer full of prints and stickers I should have taken a picture or a video of because it was kind of crazy. But that's what we did to survive because I knew the last half of school would actually like kill me. And yeah, it kind of did. But that's how we survived. It was more of like a fake it till you make it because all the things you saw for the most part was already made. How do I make my social media posts? I use Photoshop for a lot of the posts, and sometimes I'll go into Canva and try to find like a little fun template to use. 3 is CapCut. I love CapCut. It's probably the best place to making reels. If CapCut didn't exist, I probably wouldn't make reels because it takes a lot out of me to export a video from my phone to the laptop. I don't know why, but that plays a factor in me editing videos. The exporting itself just takes me away. How to showcase my art in different mediums. This is something I'm still trying to figure out, but what I did figure out was outdoor lighting, but in indirect sunlight. So just have a few items scattered out on a table and like take a picture. I just use my iPhone for everything and VSCO cam, especially with like the photo options. I will click on an option and then adjust the brightness by like going up and down. That's the little brightness scale option. It really does a lot. It elevates the picture so much along with VSCO. VSCO is my savior. In a future video, can you talk about the design and manufacturing process for the claw clips? So I'm gonna make more claw clips. I'm actually waiting for a new credit card because the price quote on the claw clip so far is a lot. So I'm waiting for a new credit card and I'm trying to get a bonus on it. Yeah, but essentially my first claw clip that I designed, the bok choy one, things went wrong. It wasn't supposed to entirely look like that. We were about, I would say 70 to 80% there, but I feel like they didn't use my design fully and there's a lot of imperfections, which is why it's marked down the way it is. But I will say the quality is really great. It can hold up my hair and I have a lot of hair. But essentially, for anything on Alibaba, it's really hard because of that language barrier in China and you can't really always get things the way you want, which I learned the hard way. So I'm trying to find really good people. If this claw clip manu works, then bless us all. In very simple details, you draw out your own design, give them like the size, the shape, colors. Color, by the way, I would always ask for color swatches or something that they have, like a digital file of their colors so that you can help them choose, because my mistake was always just drawing my mock-up and thinking that they would match the color, but sometimes they just choose colors entirely different from your design. So it would save a lot of time if you just ask them for a color sheet or something. So yeah, we're working on that. Maybe I will go into more detail if this works out. Let's see if I have more questions. Favorite thing I've made this year so far? I think the shrinky dinks were very satisfying. Like seeing them all lined up outside was like, oh my gosh, do I have a whole boutique or something? The bunny painting, digital painting that I did was very nice to see as well. Some of the clays I'm very satisfied with, but I'm not like fully there with the clays, but we're getting there. So something I have a lot of trouble with is telling myself that I do YouTube, like all of this, to capture memories. And a part of it is true, but sometimes I feel like, is it? I do enjoy it, but sometimes I really hate it. No, I wouldn't say I hate it. I'm lying to you guys. I think I just hate the amount of hours that it takes to edit something. Maybe I'll add in I'll do a Procreate tutorial for sure in another video once I figure out what to draw. My problem is I will just draw things on the couch and sometimes things just turn out a lot better than I expected, even though I wasn't planning to really create anything. I feel like there's things that I'm missing, but I think I'm gonna ask more questions on Insta and see if people have anything. Oh, another thing I would do differently, which I kind of mentioned in the previous video, I would do reels more. Because I thought reels weren't going to really stick around, but apparently it did. Anything else? I don't think so. I think I did all that I could to survive. I've been really thinking about painting recently, but I still have that internal fear of messing things up on paper. I'm sure everyone has that though. His tongue out. Sorry for bothering you. Ginger really likes to go under places to sleep. She's also really congested right now. We think that she might have allergies. Okay, last topic before I go scavenge for lunch. So I mentioned this in the last vlog. I was telling my friend about how everything that I make, it comes with a money value in my head. Like with the clays, even when I was creating my first one, I was like, this would be something great to sell. How much could I sell it for? And a part of me thinks that once I get a job in the real world, that I'll be able to price things more what I think I can price it for, like a little less. But at the same time, there's a lot of time that it takes and a lot of effort to make these things. So maybe I won't, who knows if the price will really change. Shoot, where was I going with this? Oh, I think I know. So with creating things, I don't know if I'm too much in my head about trying to create money or if I'm actually having fun creating these things. Because sometimes I think I am having fun. Other times, I don't know if I'm just tricking myself. The mind works in strange ways, everyone. Okay, I think I need to go get food now. Thanks for watching. I hope this wasn't too boring. If you stuck to the end, you are a trooper. I don't know how you did it, but thanks for watching. Oh yeah, comment with the emoji if you want some surprise mail of some kind. I literally don't know what rewards are in the envelope, so it's a free for all because the envelopes are already sealed. What else? Closing thoughts. Thanks for being here. Oh, I wanted to share something. This is something I think that has to do with their algorithm, but it gives us a number of how long people watch before they exit or stop your video, I think. So, to your favorite YouTubers, you should watch that video and watch it till the end when you decide to watch it, or however long you want. To the people you don't like, simply watch 5 seconds because it tells us the average duration that people watch your video. So there's your fun fact of the day about YouTube in case you didn't know. Okay, that's all for now. Goodbye. Take care. See ya in the next one.